All right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a special night of what's Dave's Vacation Oasis. But I am streaming it on both my channels because this is kind of a special night, kind of where I'm going to kind of review my trip to Michigan, but at the same time, I will be having some special guests coming on. Hopefully, we'll get some here soon. I'll be doing a power presentation. Plus, we're going to be looking at some of my close friends within the Disney community who has had family served in the Navy. Obviously, I myself have served 7.5 years in the Navy Reserves. But let's welcome in everybody here. And I see Tinkerbell. Hello, Tinkerbell. Tinkerbell, I will reach out to you. I need to reach out and talk with you about some things. So I'll reach out to you. Hello, let me see. Who do we got? Let me see. We got Shelby on one. We got Jason Thibodeau. Hello, Daniel Berry Sports Highlights. My chat's all over the place. Not sure what's going on here. Tinkerbell, let me see. Shelby, hello, Shelby. Hello, Jason Thibodeau. Hello, Daniel Berry Sports Highlights. Welcome in, guys. From whatever channel you guys are in, like I said, I am looking at both channels tonight just so that people can see. Because this is special, and as soon as I start getting people to come in, obviously they've got the links. But what I'm going to do, let me see. Need to bring up my screen. What I'm going to start doing is, everybody knows for a lot of people know, I went to Michigan. I was very stressed over the last few months because of everything going on with my job. And so obviously I needed one stream, both channels, Jason. One stream, both channels. So it actually is kind of crazy. Hey, Samuel, welcome in, buddy. Yeah, no, it's one stream, two channels. I see everybody that don't matter which channel you're using. I'll see both streams. Because this is how much this means to me. I mean, like I said, as soon as I get my guests start rolling in, but we're going to start reviewing my trip to Michigan. So with that, I'm going to bring in that, and as our people come in, we'll add to them. Obviously, my vacation it says July vacation, but it should say June. Obviously, to me, this vacation was very important because my last nephew was graduating from high school. So we had his graduation party the weekend before. I actually went up to Michigan on June 20th. We did the 21st, and on the 22nd, we'll be seeing pictures of my imaginary hound dog going crazy. Well, you know, hey, it is what it is. Just keep it on one channel and you'll be okay. I mean, either way I look at it, I will be seeing one way or another. I'll be seeing everything that comes through from anybody on the one thing. Hopefully, we get our people in here. I know, Stephanie and Paul were running late. Um, Hopefully, Pete will be here in a few minutes. But, anyways, so obviously, you know, and they really knew how my family knew how stressed I was. A lot of you guys know I am planning on moving back to Michigan. That's my goal. Um, so they actually just wanted me to have a good, relaxing, not so stressed out time. So bottom line, we we spent time. So you'll get to see some pictures of Tony's, and I know you guys, we were talking about Tony's, and even Tinkerbell will appreciate this because when you're in the travel industry, one of the biggest things you talk about is good foods and recommendations, foods for your clients. Particularly if they're taking on if they're going on cruise lines, you can't get away from not talking about food. Um, so I mean that's just a given. You talk about Disney community. Well, guess what? You're talking Disney community, you're talking foods. You're talking, you got your quick service, you got your fast food. Yes, I'm moving back to, that's my intention, Samuel. I plan on moving back to Michigan, to be closer to my family. So that's the big chunk of it. But today we're here to honor some people, and I'm hoping my guest gets in here soon. Um, they was all and there's Pete. Guys, before I even start with this, I'm bringing on a gentleman. I'm going to remove this from the stream real quick. We'll go through the slides in a little bit, but I want to talk to this gentleman about a real thing because I know you've all heard me talk about the military and how much I love it. This guy uh, is just a great guy. I love him. I love what he stands for, the military, um, and all that. Welcome in, Pete.
Hey, Dave. How are you?
Doing good.
I cannot see any chat here. I don't know how you do that.
Yeah, that's the one bad thing about this thing. You cannot see the chat on that. That's Unfortunately, it was one of those things that I had to go to a lower platform because it was cheaper on me.
Gotcha.
But on the other hand, it's given me some other benefits that I didn't have with StreamYard. So
Okay.
I had to trade something off, unfortunately, financially wise.
No
But
problem.
I thought about you because I know you do so much with Semperfi. I know with the civilian job that you did for many years, you worked very close with the military, and I know the military means as much to you as I know what means to a lot of us within the community that have either served or have had family served, like this lady and gentleman right behind us. And we got our good friends Paul and Stephanie. Good evening,
lady and gentlemen.
I'm not coming back unless Paul goes off.
Silly.
But anyways, hope y'all are having a good day.
Yeah, busy day.
I know, Stephanie, I understand with what happened to you. Trust me, I got thrown all over work, and I ended up having to pressure wash the school today.
Why are you
Once
having
I got
this
home,
whole
I was a mess by the time I left work today.
Dave?
So,
Dave, you've got the two newlyweds here. You should be talking all about them and their incredible wedding, not having my ugly butt on here.
oh, we'll get to that in a little bit.
I hope
we'll
so.
give them the 20 questions.
I hope so. That's way more important than me right now, for sure.
We drove past your house today, Pete.
And we waved.
I was probably on the floor cleaning.
Maybe.
Most of the day cleaning.
It was around 12,
Yep.
15.
I was on the floor underneath my desk cleaning.
Oh, cool.
So
look at that.
Oh,
See,
there you
now
go.
that's go LU. I love it. Go Flames.
Longwood Underwears. Good. That's a good college.
So, anyways, I'm going to let you take the floor, Pete, and let you talk about, because I know I'll be talking with these people for a while, and
Okay, I'll be glad to. So, how was the wedding stuff? Was it everything you wanted?
It was everything I wanted. Yes, it was great.
That's the most. Did Paul drop you? I want to make sure
He did not drop me. He did not drop me.
It looked very close in a couple of pictures.
It did. It did. Especially
was
when
it a good place to have the wedding? Because I see my girlfriend this weekend, so if I come up missing, who knows? I might end up down in Granada getting married. I don't know.
Yeah, they did a good job. They did a great job with everything. So
I got follow-up questions.
yes.
Where is this girlfriend?
Oh,
Tallahassee. 2
Is that her
hours
name?
from me.
3 hours from you?
2 hours from me. I'm going to
Have
see
any of us
Friday.
seen a picture of her? Because Stephanie requires that.
For her to approve, yes.
Paul, call some people. Paul's a sheriff. He can find people.
I'll get on it.
We're going to find this person. What's her name?
Name, date of birth, social security number, everything.
Does her name have Oodalali? Does her name have Oodalali before?
See pictures.
Oodalali. She lives in Pennsylvania, doesn't she?
Oh.
Well, if I move back
There's
to
her name,
Michigan,
Kate.
she's going to end up moving to Michigan with me. So.
Oh,
wow.
really?
Yes.
Wow.
Dave,
oh my
Dave,
gosh, I was wondering about that.
If she does that, you're going to have to put out.
Well, all I'm going to say is life won't get boring. That's all I'm going to say.
I don't like this. I can't see the chat thing. They need to fix this.
Hey, where some people get teased about handcuffs, well, that's all I'm going to say.
What? We've gone down a whole other path. We're not talking about Paul and his apron right now, Dave. We were talking about you and Kate or Kim or whatever her name is.
Okay. Well, I think we better get back on track. Hello, welcome in, Julie McGowan. Good to see you. Welcome all those that are coming in.
I'm not sure where the track was.
All right. Now getting back to what's dear and near my heart, especially after and that's the military. And obviously, and I'm gonna give the floor to you, Pete, because I know you love.
What am I doing with the floor, Dave?
Huh?
What do you want me to do with the floor? I'm not sure where you want me to go with the floor.
How are you involved with, I know you can't disclose everything, but whatever you can say about how you were involved with the military and your Semper Fi project, because I really want to push that out there for you to raise money, because I know you did good on your last two things for that, but
Okay. That's good. I love you, buddy. But you got to, when you bring people on, you got to tell them what you want to hear. You can't just go and say, here's the floor. This is not Mike Wazowski down in the last floor of Florida, Dave. Military. I started 20 years ago working for a Marine-based company that was private Department of Defense. I had responsibilities for when I ended my career, when my career was put on hold, of every military base from Bangor, Maine to Cherry Point, North Carolina, 52 in compliance. And I had responsibilities that included everything from support through the retail sales divisions to working with Gold Star and 5-star families that have lost soldiers, to raising funds and income for different opportunistic areas. We did things like serving in the entire base breakfast. I was involved personally in like 12 different bases that we did that, 5,000 to 12,000 people coming to do that for support and stuff. So really just, offline support is, I guess, the easiest way. There were other things we did that I don't get involved in and talk about. But yeah, so it was a great thing. We basically supported the military family, and that's what the key thing was. So it's why I've gotten into what I'm doing, which is raising money for injured or less fortunate soldiers from all branches of the military, all 6 now, that they get a case fund selected for them. And this charity does everything from paying for military accessories that are needed, military approved wheelchairs or scooters or equipment to help a soldier who is unfortunate with their ability. They could do stuff like put a extra room on a house or put a ramp on a house. If a soldier comes home and needs wheelchair accessibility, they could, refurnish houses to set up for ADA speculations. It's just about everything they can do. They work with the soldier from the time they select them till the time they leave this earth. So it's a great cause. It's benefiting someone less fortunate than all of us out there that are doing a thing. Because when you come home, not only do you have the loss of your arm or loss of your leg, you've got the DSD battles, you've got the other mental aspects of serving our country, especially if you've been involved in downrange activities that can make things different. So it's a great charity, and I'm touched at how many people, I don't know how many, but how much of an impact we're going to be able to make in some soldiers' lives with over $8,000 raised already. If we hit the 10,000, which was my initial goal at the beginning of the year, the lady was shocked when I told her that. I really felt I know what I've done on other charity events, with the outreach that I have, with my commitment that I put to it. And I really felt like 10,000 was not, I don't think we were going to blow the doors off of it, but I also didn't think we were out of whack with saying I thought I could do that. So I set my goal short, 3,500 on the first range, 3,500 on the second, and then 3,000 in the end. We've exceeded that. I wanted to be at 7,000. We're at 8,100. So we got 1,900 to go in August. And I've personally invested close all year for the entire year, $1,000 of my own money into prizes, so that we could have great stuff to say thank you to the people that made charitable donations. So I don't think I can write those off. I'm going to ask my accountant if I can, but nonetheless, I felt like I needed to have skin in the game if I was going to come in and ask anybody to donate to any bit, any dollar, any penny of their life. I had to show and lead by example through my actions. And that's what I've done. And not only have we got that, we've got donations from many artists and authors along the way. So when it's all said and done, here by the end of August, we will have given away somewhere between $1,500 and $2,000 worth of value in prizes or acknowledgement or thank yous, if you want to call it, for those people who have. So it's a good thing. And, you're helping somebody out there. You don't know who they are, but I guarantee you, if they've gone through anything like I've done, or even worse, I would say it's worse, because, I went to sleep one day and woke up the way I am. Those guys, you're 1 minute driving down in a vehicle, and the next minute an IED goes off and all you hear is explosion. And the next thing you know, you wake up and you're somewhere else, or even worse, you're laying there and trying to figure out what you're doing, and your brothers or sisters there maybe didn't make it. So now you have that added pressure on it. Plus, those injuries, if they're happening, are usually happening on the other side of the world. So not only do they got to get treated, then they got to get home just before they can really start getting treated. So there's so much more on the soldiers aspect than it is on mine. It's not even close. And that's why I'm trying to do what I'm doing. And also too, because one of the things, Paul, the Jets just extended Sauce Gardner big time. That's crazy. Oh, and they're retiring Art Monk's jersey. I'm sorry, I just got hit with all these notifications.
Squirrel.
Art Monk's jersey's getting retired. Paul, like that. The other thing too is with me doing a YouTube channel and being in front of a opportunity where, you know, you can make money off it. Have I made money off my channel the first 2 years? No. I've lost money on it. I don't have a problem saying that. I got into this knowing it was gonna take something up front to build something. I don't believe you can sit there in an aspect, in my opinion, and this is about me, not about any other creator. For me as a creator, I can't sit there and create content and allow people to super chat, super sticker, buy me lunch, bring me a soda to the baseball game, whatever it is. Okay. I can't sit there and allow people to do that and not give back, not try to do something that is charitable. I don't mind being a creator that's asking people to make donations to a reputable charity that is 501 based, that all money goes right to the charity. No other third party touches it, and is 100% tax deductible for you. I don't mind doing that because I believe that's important. If you're just sitting here and doing this for a money grub, then so be it. But that's not my aspirations. I want to break even. Yes, I want to make a little bit off of this thing where I could take my kids to Disney or something because of all the hours that I put into this, that I don't do stuff with them. But that's my ultimate goal, break even and get a little something there. So my focus is to show everybody that, hey, you can be more out there than you can turn off your monetization and try to help somebody else, not just sit there and say, hey, give me a, you know, whatever, Cash App or whatever the hell you're doing. So.
And here's my thing about this. As a service member, it hits me hard because the traveling that I have done the few years that I did that, if it wasn't for, I've seen, well, I mean, I've had friends come back from overseas, from the military, you know, and, you know, when 9/11 happened, that's how I actually graduated boot camp just the weekend before 9/11. Actually, I was supposed to go back to that drill that weekend, and it was chaotic.
Yep.
But the people I've seen come back from there, from, you know, from the first Iraqi war, and then you look at back where we've come from, where, you know, the soldiers returning from Vietnam, and we treated them lousy. I mean, the Vietnam soldiers got treated lousy.
Mm-hmm.
To have organizations today like yours, Pete, or even the USO. I mean, look at what the USO does for them when they are traveling.
There's a lot of great organizations out there, Dave. I want to make sure that I'm clear upon that. This is one that I chose because it kind of grasped it. Well, the simple reason for why I chose it, I had talked to this Gary Sinise Foundation beforehand, and they declined me. They told me no. And their reason was because I was not a 100% 501c where all money went to charity. That's what they wanted to deal with. So I was like, okay, well, I can't do that because I've got to pay for my cost of doing it. And they didn't consider that as being it. So, and I had looked at that. I'd wanted to do my own charity 2 years ago. But you know, it wasn't the right time for me to do that. So I put it on the back burner. And then, the owner of my company, one of the owners, the father, who Marine, served in at the end of World War II. He was a young Marine, and he passed away. And in his eulogy, the part of his eulogy, and also in his thing at the funeral home, he asked that in lieu of flowers, or in lieu of, as he put it, frivolous dollars being spent where it won't be valued. Great way to put it by the owner of my company. Very well spoken. He encouraged this charity. And I called his son and said, what's this? I see this charity, told me about it and everything. He goes, you know, my dad gave money from every paycheck to that charity, his own money, every paycheck to that charity. And I said, well, hell, this is where I need to be. This is God speaking to me at the right time, at the right place. So that's why I started it. I did it in his honor. It says it right on the front there. It's in honor of Francis Hogan. And, that's my thing. It's my way. Frank Hogan and his son, Paul, gave me an opportunity to have a career that's, even in my conditions, going to allow me to take care of my family while I'm on this earth, take care of my kids while I'm on this earth. And for that, I can never say thank you. So for me to give back to a Marine, hoorah,
Hoorah. Yep. And I can't say enough. You, Pete, I wish I could do more than what I do. I mean, you just give so much and so much, especially for charities like that. It's beyond belief.
Well, I don't deserve all the credit, Dave. I mean, there's strong people behind me. There's people on this team. Well, there's people on this team that deserve, all the ladies that broadcast with me, and Doug, who does a ton, Paul, who's helped me with Preston's baseball for the longest daggone time. Katie Y, Monorail Molly. I mean, Jen does so much stuff on this channel. It's ridiculous for me. Katie Y, I can call her at a moment's notice and get graphics and things. Katie Y made the brand new button for our Hall of Fame. And I can tell you, I have it sitting in a cabinet right over there, and it's absolutely spectacular. So, and that's just a few of the, then you can look at all the sponsors and all the, what could I do without, I couldn't do anything I do with the Disney stuff without, our friends at Park Hopper Choppers. Susan Silva, who's jumped in and helped, and Main Street Treat, Jana Claire Wise, all these people that help in so many different ways. Flipper's helping with my Flipper, and I got Sierra jumping in to help with the website. It's a team factor. I just happen to be the figurehead that at this point is working this thing, and I make sure that everyone knows, my channel is not what it is without going all the way back to all those people who have been a part of the broadcasting team and the shows we do. The people don't come in on Triple C to see me on Sundays. They come in to see the girls and the people we're interviewing, not see Paul get on, which is never going to happen as far as I'm concerned. He can be on here. I was going to step out because, he's always starting trouble wanting to be in his half naked dungarees in the background. But no, couldn't do it without it. And I'm grateful and I'm humble. And, I try to make sure we continue to bring smiles and laughter and recognize people, like Paul served our country as a sheriff and also some volunteer fire department stuff. And, we got a lot of good people in our community that's done a lot of stuff, and you can go down. I know Julie's in here right now, she serves in her own way in her career, and so many others. You got so many loyal people to our community that do so much, like the Thibodeaus, like Debbie Bernfeld, Jeff Condon, just to name a few. But yeah, it's a community. A community's success is built on the basis of looking in and doing what's best, not for the one, but for the many. And that's what we just continue to do.
Which brings me to the whole point of why I was leading that, because you do got a good support team. Those people also help me, because like you said, if you go back and watch the intro that I did tonight, yes, part of it was my normal, but look at what Katie Y did last night. We spent 4 hours on a stream, yes, working, just hanging out and doing all this, but she did a tremendous job. But
she likes to be paid in walnuts. Dave, she send her walnuts. She loves bags of walnuts.
I got to send her something. She's out incredible. I mean, but the thing is, that's what the military is about. It's about a team working to get the job done. Because in the military, if you couldn't get it done, we'd be all over the place. And that's what I mean. And exactly, and that includes the organization like Semper Fi that you support. They're just another component that supports the military for when their military career is done, who need the help,
Well, we've got 3 amazing prize packages that are put together that we will unveil them the night at the meetup on Saturday night. I'll be doing the live stream that night. Debbie Bernfeld is going to handle setting all that up, and Jen is dividing it all up and figuring how it's all going to go. And then we'll have those packages out there, and we will announce, we will get all of the donations for people that want to, that come in from that night, between now and that night, I guess I should say. And then the following Friday, we will spin the wheel and announce those prize packages and get them off. Unless we can do it that night. I mean, I don't know. We might be able to do it that night. I have to wait and see. I have to talk to the girls, see what we can do. But it's going to be fun. We're going to give away some great stuff. There's some amazing art in there. There's some absolute ridiculous art that's been donated by some incredible artists that are going to be part of that prize package. Plus, there's a $350 bottle of whiskey in there. You know, that if you're a whiskey drinker, it's from the Kentucky Derby 2 years ago, specifically made for that David T donated. So that's kind of cool.
Forget the horses. Give me the whiskey.
Well, there you go. So, you know, but well, thank you for highlighting that, Dave. I appreciate you doing that and everything. Say hello. It's always good to say hello.
Hey, Preston.
So I need you now, Dave. I have a task for you, soldier.
What's up?
Spend some time talking with this great couple about their amazing wedding, what they did. They're the first
couple
from our community. They're the first couple for our community to get together.
She actually sent some pictures of her family, and we're going to recognize some of her family members tonight.
Oh, that's nice. That's awesome too. Yeah. And whatever you do, don't let her talk about Liberty University.
Well, no, I can't stop that because even I support that.
And don't let Paul stand up because he's not wearing pants. Gotta go. Bye.
Have a good night, Pete. Guys, make sure you guys go check out Semper Fi. It is a real good organization. I don't know where Miss Debbie was supposed to have the link for that. So if one of my mods can find the link to that Semper Fi and put it in the chat, please, it would be appreciated. Now, hi, Stephanie. Hi, Paul.
Hey.
If you'll give me 1 second, let me welcome a ton of people that have come in that we didn't. Dean, welcome in, Dean. Welcome in, Julie, in case I didn't get to say hi. Zippity Doug. I know I typed it in there, but hello to you, buddy. Good to see you guys. Glad you guys are supporting. We are going to have a good time the rest of this evening. And that's including, and I hope you guys will enjoy the slides from this, because here's a question for you, Stephanie. When did your grandfather actually go into the service?
Which one? Both of my grandfathers were in.
Or either one. Or
okay.
The one that was in the Navy, were they both in the Navy, or was one in?
No, one was Army and one was Navy.
Okay, so the one that went into the Navy. When did he go into service?
He went in, gosh, let me think. My dad was born in 46, 45, so it's probably had to have been a year or two before that.
The what?
So around 43 probably, or 42.
Oh, well, then he's about the same age as the USS Edson.
I guess so. Yeah, he passed at 92 years old back.
I was asking because I kind of figured he served around World War II, based on the pictures that you sent me. It looked like he was in and about that time went in. This ship actually served well. The ship that we will looking at, or we'll be looking at. Thank you, Paul, for putting that in there. Look at that. See, you're sitting there and you're still doing the job.
There you go.
And I know we're talking military, guys, but here's the other thing. I also want to say thank you to Paul for his service and, for his role as a deputy sheriff and an EMT and a firefighter, because they're just, you look at 9/11, it just wasn't about the military. Yeah, granted, they took front stage when you started blowing the crap out of people, but what you guys do each and every day to put your lives on the line. Thank you, Paul, for what you have done for your years of service.
I appreciate that, Dave. Thank you.
So hopefully you guys will enjoy the slides, and we'll bring up some of your pictures as we do that, Stephanie, as we go through the slides. But, because this is kind of, and I love that. I'm like, I've got to do this because I hadn't done anything. I usually try to do something for July 4th, but this is, if I can at least honor some of the family members who have served in the thing, it'll be good. So this, and obviously my family knows I love the military, and I didn't even realize they had a destroyer in Michigan as a museum. Well, Bay City had the USS Edson. Obviously, you see my nice little hat. I love it. Go Navy. Nothing better than now.
Beat
Of
Army.
course, the destroyers back then are a little bit different than they are today. The destroyers are today are more of a missile guided destroyers than they were. Oh, really? Ooh, that's interesting, Joy. So
I'm not seeing it.
as soon as I can find out where my slide gonna be here. Okay, slide. Where'd you go to? There we go. Oh, not that one. Don't want that one. Right. Maybe it'll work. All right. So obviously, you know, that's a picture of my niece right there.
Mhm.
You know, I'm the good looking guy on the left in the white uniform. So, you know, that's just saying, okay. That's, you know, I look like cartoonish anyway, so I might as well be that one. But, you know, here's what I love about the Navy. You know, you're talking about teamwork. My big thing is I love this. When I went into the Navy, I went on the Airedale side. I actually, this might scare some of y'all people, but I actually was learning to become aviation ordnance, which means putting the bombs together and putting them onto the planes. So I would have learned explosives. So don't panic. But it is. But there's something about serving on the ships, serving out in the seas. You know, just serving in the military across the plains as is.
Yeah, so my grandfather was on a ship and my dad was a pilot. So he did the
I was
Air Force.
wondering that. I saw a pair of gold wings.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I always said Navy flyers make the best pilots.
Well, that's what most of the companies that are
Do you know what he
that
flew
hire
for?
pilots, they'd rather get a military one than somebody who's just gotten their private pilot's
Oh yeah.
license. So,
Unfortunately, though, most pilots end up retiring, end up flying drunks across the country. Most of them do.
well, my dad got hired by
That's the long running joke.
yeah.
Do you know what he flew? Curiosity.
Yeah, he flew P3s.
Oh, he threw the P3 Orions.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, I love those planes. They are so an integral part of carrier defense or
Called them
submarine warfare.
flying buses.
Pretty much. But those flying possums dropped a lot of things that hunted submarines.
Yeah.
Anyway,
True.
but you know, and so moving on to the next one. Obviously, guys, I love the view. It's actually Bay City is beautiful. You guys are gonna what you actually see here is kind of beautiful, and I can't wait to show more Michigan to you guys when I get back to Michigan.
Yeah.
That was actually the gate. Here's the thing about it. Destroyers are not that big of a ship. You're lucky if you got less than 400 that serve on the destroyers. Now this is a DD class, which is, you know, it's more mounted, 2 gun decks, a radar, and this actually it served from 1943, and it was decommissioned, and when you know, my graduating year of 1989.
Really?
So it had a good long career in the Navy.
It did.
It's actually weird to see ships that actually served that long, to be the honest truth.
Wow. That's really cool.
You know, and of course,
Okay.
there's a different view from the back going to actually where we're walking there. It was the gangplank to get aboard, but then there's that, I don't know. Just ignore that ugly guy in the middle. I don't know who he is. Just some ugly guy that got in the picture somehow. I don't know.
The weather looks wonderful.
Oh, it was a beautiful. Here's the thing. Beautiful sun, blue skies, but a friggin' hot day. Like anywhere.
Oh, it was? So it was still hot anyway.
It was definitely high. Oh, and speaking of KDY, if you guys need to go back, if you didn't catch the intro music, go catch it, because Pete was talking about one of the people that does a lot of stuff for this community. That's KDY. I'm telling you, she did a great job in honoring. It came out great, Katie, and I think I actually timed it perfectly on what I did. So just to let you know, all that hard work paid off.
Very good.
Ooh, we better get off this ugly guy. Now, here's my favorite. I love blowing things up. Would I love to have that gun? Just load it up and.
Oh my goodness! Wow.
Just kidding. Just kidding.
You'd scare some people with that.
Well, that's the thing. You know what's weird about it is they use a Mark 35. They use a Mark 35 ammunition. I don't know why the Navy calls everything a Mark. They call their torpedoes. They call Mark. The ammunition back in there, and they use Mark. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is with the Navy and the name Mark.
I don't know either.
But that is the back deck and ground of the oldest of the destroyer. It is called the USS Edson. And
were you on it when it fired?
No, it didn't actually fire. No. It's a museum.
Okay. Oh, okay. Well, no, I mean, were you on this ship when you were in the Navy?
This ship was decommissioned even before I graduated high school.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Right.
Yeah. It was actually, if your father went in 43, the ship was just built and named because it actually started servicing in 1943 during World War II.
Okay.
And it served from 43 to 89.
I see. Okay. So my grandfather, he could have been on that ship.
Hey, John, welcome in, buddy. Hey, what are you doing in the chat? Get your tail on screen. You were supposed to be here. I'd have to find out. I'll have to get back to you on that one, Julie. Because usually a lot of the ships are named after people that have served in the military, in the Navy. So I'll actually have to look at that. But speaking of military families, we're going to do something. Let's bring up some. I think we're going, and you'll have to remind me because I didn't get a chance to write the notes, Stephanie. So you're going to have to walk me through these pictures as I bring this up. And I believe I'll start with this one.
Break on a car. And he is my dad's dad.
Did you not get?
Yeah, there it is. Kind of the top of his head's cut off a little bit, but.
Oh, the top of his head? Now, was that your dad or your grandfather?
That's my grandfather.
That's your
My
grandfather.
dad's dad. Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now, how long did he serve?
I really am not sure. I need to ask my dad about that. But I know when he finished, he wanted to go to medical school. But at the time, I guess it was just out of reach financially. So he went to mortuary school and became a funeral director after that, and then had
Well,
3
yeah,
successful funeral homes down in Miami and Hollywood area and Fort Lauderdale.
you will have to say, give your dad my respects. I mean, respects to your dad for serving and your grandfather.
Of course. Then my dad went to the Naval Academy. He started
Oh,
there.
that's a double. He went to the good academy. So now I know now I know why
You know why
we're
you
all
like
good
him.
friends. You like Liberty University.
Mhm.
Wow. See, there you go. We got a good community here.
Yep. And he started at Naval Academy at 17 years old because he didn't turn 18 that year until
Oh,
the
he
end of
actually got in
November.
at 17.
Yeah, he was young.
Let me, I was always this. How did he get into the Naval Academy? Because it's not. I'm going to tell you.
Mhm.
Oh, there's John.
Hey guys,
Another military.
Hey, Stephanie, Dave.
And
How
of
you
course,
doing?
we got to give hats off to John, who served in the Air Force. And then I think your dad served in the Navy as well, correct, John?
Yeah, yep. Yeah, actually, I got something here I was going to show you. This was presented to me when my father passed away at the
Let's
funeral.
make it big.
Oh, that's nice.
It's
Nice. Ooh.
Wow.
That's all his Navy stuff.
There you go.
Cool.
That is,
Yeah.
oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yes.
So he did 22 years in the Navy.
I wish I had done that. I'd probably be retired about now.
Yeah.
I have my
Like I
grandmother.
actually
I'm sorry
just
I'm late.
had
We were out in the
somebody
ocean.
from the Army.
Our boat broke down out in the ocean today.
Oh no, how horrible.
Yeah, we're about 22 miles out. So
Oh my gosh. How'd you get back?
How did,
it's
how
called
did you
it's
get
called
back?
sea tow. They towed us back.
Oh, okay. I'm like, have to
Yeah.
find some paddles and
Yeah.
Paddled all the way back.
yeah, that would have
Anyway.
stunk.
All right. Well, of course, I think that's a little bit closer of the gun. You would think those things, here's the thing about those. Those things actually pack a wallop when they're fired. The long range on them is quite a thing. And yet the ammunition back then wasn't as strong as they are today.
Dave, are you on that shit?
No, the Edson was retired. The Edson retired even before I got out of high school. It was
You see my grandmother's.
Oh, there we go.
there
Hold
you
on.
go.
Let me make you big, Steph.
Yeah.
Okay. This was my grandfather's wife, my
Wow.
grandmother,
Wow.
and the years that she
nice.
served.
Army Nurse Corps. Yeah.
World War II
Wow.
Army. Nice.
And I've got her flag in here from Arlington National Cemetery, where she's buried with my
Yes.
grandfather.
And we'll see that picture in a little while.
Yeah.
Not too many people that I get to hear that they got people that are buried in National Arlington Cemetery.
I have 4 family members there. My grandfather's
No,
brother
you don't
also
want to
served.
you don't want to meet my family. We're all nuts. Sometimes I'm the least of the nuts. What can I say? And you see what I do.
Oh, you're a great guy.
But no, this ship actually came into service in 43, John, and it actually served well over 40 to 50 years because it got decommissioned the year I got out of high school. What we're looking at down here, actually, these are two different pictures. I just realized this. That actually is looking into climbing down to the second deck. And the picture on the left, or what would be our left for us that are in the studio and that actually is looking into the firing mechanism of the gun. What's amazing is that one gun actually was loaded by automation or automatic feeders back then. And I think the forward deck gun, which you'll see a picture of later, actually was loaded by personnel. And of course, then there was a cert, which you'll see pictures later too, which will be a central gun firing control center.
What kind of ship is that, Dave? Is it an escort?
It is
escort?
It is a destroyer.
Okay.
It is a escort destroyer.
Destroyer escort. Okay.
Yeah, its primary duties for that one, because of it, and you can tell by you can actually tell by the numbers and what it things like today. You'll see the different codes for if it's Arleigh Burke-Class. Well, Arleigh Burke-Class will still make it, but you got your escort destroyers, but then you got your frigates are pretty much. But now a lot of your destroyers are being able to fire tomahawks, so they're taking a little bit more active in combat roles for along with the carrier. Besides being responsible for protecting the carrier, which is at the center of the battle group. There you go. It's a 5-inch 54 cal single gun mount. And as you can see it a little bit, it can fire up to 35 rounds per minute, effective range 9 miles. Now today, effectively, those even on the destroyer, they can actually fire, I think they're up to the range of 25 miles now on the gun decks. But they do fire they can fire high capacity, high explosive, armor piercing, white phosphorus. And again, what you guys are seeing back there, this is actually looking into the gun mount, and that's where the actual automated, where the machines would load the ammunition into the gun mount to fire. And of course, the picture on the right is a little bit kind of a different access of it. And of course, you can't have this. These, you want to talk about turbine power. This is just the backup on the engine on the turbine powers here. It actually is one of the ones that would back up to carry, to run the propellers on the ship, give it engine propulsion, and it's crazy. Those things are weird. And you want to talk about tight spaces? Try walking around the engine room. Man, they didn't make much for engine rooms. And I will tell you this. If you're going into military, guys, make sure you stay below 6 feet, because I can guarantee you your bunk racks are not made for tall people. I assure you. Of course, there you go right there. Well, I thought that was the Edson, but I think that might be someone. I think that might be a different picture or something. I think I got that one crossed, but that's another. I think that's a frigate right there. So much talking about so many different pictures, but I mean, honestly, my thing about this is there's something about being at the sea and the thing, but to be honest, truthfully, and I'll go with you. I'm going to start with you, John. You served in the military. What is the most meaningful thing that means to you a lot of being serving in uniform? And because here's the thing: being in uniform is not a right; it is a privilege, and that privilege does, for a lot of families, it was a high price cost for our freedom. So I mean, and John, I know your dad served, you served. What is your overall feeling being when you're putting on that uniform, knowing even down to the lowliest cook, even like if I was a cook on a ship, it may mean sacrificing my life. So what does it mean to you when you know that putting on that uniform, you could sacrifice your life?
Well, there's so much you learn in the military. You learn respect, teamwork, discipline. That's the main, they're teaching you discipline, respecting each other. And everything's a team. You work as a team to get whatever mission you're doing, no matter how small or big, you're still trying to achieve that goal, and everybody's working towards it. And safety, of course, everybody's very safety minded, so.
Mm-hmm.
But when you go in, if you don't have respect, they will teach you to have respect. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, I think you guys have heard. I'll tell. If you haven't heard the story, I have a funny story from my boot camp. Trust me, John. I know you've heard that story. And I still don't think it's still hard to swallow why somebody did what he did. But let me ask you, Stephanie, when you talked to your dad and your grandfather, did they ever talk to you about being in the military? And what were some of the feelings that they shared with you about being in uniform?
I guess it was, back when my grandfather went in, I think that was sort of what a lot of people did, to, as maybe a first job or to get education as well. Because when you served, a lot of times you got a skill, and, most of them were young when they went in, 17, 18 years old. And they were honored to serve their country. I mean, it was a privilege. They didn't see it as something they were being dragged into or something they didn't want to do. It was an honor back then, to be someone who could do that for their nation. They loved this country, and
Exactly.
did until the day they died. So
And that I would fully agree. I mean. Oh, and I think we got Mama D in the house. Hello,
Yes,
Mama
she
D.
is.
Hi, sorry everyone, I fell asleep. Sorry.
Kind of
it
figured
happens.
that. That's okay. Listen, I'm lucky I didn't fall asleep.
It's been a rough day.
Well, I know I understand that, and it sounds like Stephanie might have had a rough day at work. So,
Well, it was okay. I
John,
mean, it
he's
wasn't.
retired. Well, I don't know though. He got stuck out at 22 miles out of sea. So
Yeah.
that don't sound like
John,
it's a
you
good
win.
either. But
Sure.
and here's a question for you, Paul. and it's coming from more from the civilian, but you served in a uniform. You served in a different type of uniform. What does it, and I know that because I've tried to put on that uniform 30 years ago going through the academy. And I know I've talked to you about that.
Nice.
And I know it's a big deal with that side of it. Coming from the civilian, what is your opinion on what you do and anybody that's in, whether military or whether they're police, civilian, or police, firefighter, EMT, they're still putting on a uniform. And we've all heard horror stories of, in fact, I was just talking to someone the other day, EMTs were being pop shot at lately somewhere.
Yeah.
That's true. And there's a reason why they call it paramilitary service. And you go through the same, almost the same thing as going through a boot camp. Because when you're going through a police fire academy, you're going through the same type of regimen as far as respect and that type of training. Because you're on the front lines, essentially, you're getting yelled at, screamed at, and all kinds of stuff. And you have to be prepared for it, essentially.
And I fully agree. That's why to me, there's no difference between being law enforcement or firefighters and military, because you guys are putting on that, even though you guys are serving the civilian side of it, you're still putting your life on the front line. You're trying to protect us from criminal organizations. Well, obviously the military is trying to protect us from the bigger goon boons, but you guys are still fighting. You guys are still putting your life on the risk in uniform. And, to me, it's so much more. And here's what I think, again, thank you for sharing these pictures, Stephanie, because to me, there's something, applause to every, Paul, John. I don't even count myself personally. I was just a reserves.
You should, Dave. You should. You serve too.
When you put on a reserve, we all know it's a privilege to do that. And we do it. But imagine being back in the 40s when your country got attacked on December 7th. And all of a sudden, like thousands line up to put on that uniform. And again, Stephanie, not just your grandfather, but
it's an old picture. So
Yes.
back from 1942.
But even women stepped up and served in the military. They did. I don't think a lot of people fully understand how much that generation sacrificed their lives. I mean, most of us today knows what it means to sacrifice their lives when you put on a uniform, whether you're on the civilian side of it, like Paul, or whether you're on the uniform like John and me in the military. We know what it means to put our life on the line. But those guys did put their life on the line. Even women who were in the Army Nurse Corps, or if they were a WAC, in the Navy they were called WASPs. Women something, I can't remember what the full
Waves.
Yeah, Waves. Thank you.
Air Force was WAF.
Well, Air Force was still part of the Army at the time.
It was Army Air Corps, but they were still called WAFs.
Yeah, but either way.
So she served in World War II.
Either way you look at it, the women served in the Army Air Corps as well. They did. Mm-hmm. They did things for the Army Air Corps. And you look at it. Did your grandmother ever serve on the front lines, Stephanie?
She served in Italy during World War II. So she assisted soldiers when they would bring in folks in the operating room.
Behind the lines after Italy had surrendered, or was she near when they actually were still fighting in Italy?
I don't know.
Do you know if she was in maybe the 5th Armored or 3rd Armored?
I can tell you possibly. We opened up the flag case. And it had some information on it. Here's a picture of she and my grandfather. I don't know if that shows up well or not. Anyway.
Hold on, I'll make you bigger.
Okay. But this, I don't know where that, this light. Can you move that light over?
Right.
There it goes. So this was June 25th, 1945, and they got married in Italy. I'm assuming it was at the end of the war. And that was in Naples, Italy.
Yep. And by then because we had already had VE Day for, at that point, the fighting in the war in Europe had been over for a little.
Okay. So I know I do have pictures of them on the beach down there too.
It was August.
Well, but again, here, my thing about that is that, again, hats off to that generation, including anybody's, and I think, Debbie,
Yes.
your dad probably was part of that generation, I'm assuming.
He served the World War II. Yes, he was in the Air Force.
So he did that as well. Now, my dad missed World War II, but he did serve. He served in, sergeants. I don't know how the sergeants like my dad. He must have paid the sergeants off. He only went next door to Canada, and he didn't go overseas. He went next door, as I tell him.
My brother missed going to Vietnam. I think they were doing numbers. They were doing by numbers, I think it was. And I remember.
Yeah, well, they were drafting during Vietnam.
And I remember listening to the radio, them going by numbers or birthdays, whatever.
Korea was that they did not want to send previous people that had served in World War II.
Right.
So they were calling.
And we were hoping my brother was not going to be called
in Vietnam.
Yeah.
But either way you look at it, that generation. Here's what makes, to me, and don't get me wrong, I think anybody that serves in the military is special, but there was something about that generation that fully stepped up. I mean, you look at December 7th, 1947 or 41, and what Pearl Harbor went through. And then you get and all of a sudden you get millions that volunteered to go fight. I mean, and think about it. Women served in the front lines as well as nurses. I know they were serving in, when Philippines were lost. They had nurses on Bataan and Corregidor, and so hats off to the women that, as well as the men. That generation is outright majorly. Harlan, welcome in, buddy. In Italy, 5th Army Area under General Mark Clark, such as inept leader. Yeah, exactly, Julie. They were cut from the cloth is so different than any other generation. Exactly. I mean, but all right. Going back, hopefully you won't see. Now, here's what everybody, this is the kind of laundromat everybody should have in their home, where you can do your ship's laundry, press it,
Yeah, they look
go.
good.
That's where Dave made his moonshine.
No, actually, that's where Mama D stored the moonshine. She made it and then just stored it there.
No.
I know. August is coming quick, Mama D.
Nope. Hey,
Yeah, I mean, but
I only found one picture of my father. I know I have plenty of others, but I can't find them all. But I only found one picture of my father.
Ooh, Jerry had to watch his numbers being called 1 through 50 were rumored to go to war. Ooh, so you were 265. Well, glad you didn't have to, Jerry. Yeah, I would agree with that, Harlan. I don't think we would have won World War II if we didn't have that generation. There was, Julie said it best. That generation was cut from a special cloth. They volunteered. I mean, it was a full voluntary. Today, we get a mixture of voluntary and some called up. I mean, heck, if we were to go to war today, I'd probably volunteer again. Send me.
I think today is more of volunteering, I believe.
Yeah, it's all volunteer.
Well, I don't know what the
The
number.
draft
I'm going
right
to
now.
tell you this. You know how bad things have gotten with the military? I know when I served my 7.5 years back between 2000 and 2007, here's how close. The F-18 Super Hornets had just come out in 2004, 2005, when we just, I know it was about the time just before we went into Afghanistan. They actually were calling me up for logistics when the new Super Hornets were coming out. The carrier that they got put on, unfortunately, I had something come up, so I had to step down of going. But had I gone, we would have been sent into Afghanistan. And here was the thing with that whole terrorism. The recruiting numbers were so low, they were having to depend on the reserves over and over and over. If you look at half the numbers of the forces we sent into Iraq and Afghanistan, I'm going to tell you at least 35% of it was reserves. And that's all the reserves: Army, Navy, Air Force, National Guard.
Something, Dave, that came to mind way back when we were 18 years old, we were required, all the males were required to sign up for the selective service.
Yes. Yep.
I
You go to the
that.
post office and fill
Yep.
out the form. Yep.
I remember doing that.
Yeah, the good old,
On your 18th birthday.
18.
Yep, it was
as soon
on
as
my
I
18th
turned
birthday.
18, my parents made sure I signed that legal thing. That
Yeah,
says,
I didn't have that when I was.
give you the right for to
yeah.
call my dad's number if I have to go.
It was just before the Gulf War, too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was the thing. I graduated. Let's see. I graduated June of '89. They started building. In August of '89 they started to build up, because in January of '90 that's when President Bush sent them in to take them down out of Kuwait.
Yeah, I remember doing that at 18.
Oh,
I was like,
nice,
okay.
Richard. Yeah, I'm. Ooh, I'm reading what Stephanie and Julie are talking about. Man, that part of
Oh,
World
yeah.
War II is such a tragedy.
Yeah.
With Auschwitz, I hate even
Yeah.
thinking about Auschwitz and
Yeah.
all
That
those
was very, and very debatable. Very not debatable. It's
really.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they. Oh no, I was reading. I was listening to what you were saying, but then I was reading what Harlan said. Yeah, I don't think they ended the selective service many years ago, or quite a while ago. Honestly, to me, they should make all males go into the military for 2 years with the generation that we got now.
Yeah.
They need to learn responsibility. That's
They
the
really
thing.
do.
Responsibility and respect, too.
Respect. There's
yeah.
such a lack of respect with it.
And here's
Well,
the
you
thing about
remember-
this. You want to talk about learning how to learn. You have to learn to talk about people. If you look at these pictures, you can see how tight quarters these rooms are. That's how much space you had to work in. And usually you had 2 to 3 people within each department, or, depending on what your billet was and what you were doing. Now, a little bit different when you're in the CIC center and things like that. But I wish we had the ladders on the ship like that. I can guarantee you they didn't have ladders like that back in those days. They were more up and down and a little vertical, but not many. Because that's aluminum.
I would never be able to climb those stairs. I tell you one thing, I would not be able to do it.
Yeah, you would be able to, Debbie. They're vertical and they're solid. But this is going to the third lower deck of the ship. You guys really can't read this one, but this is actually, the Edson did see action around Okinawa. It actually talks about how it saved 2 groups off of Okinawa.
Hey, Dave, Paul's mom is from Okinawa.
I have origins.
Hey, what? Your mom's from
Yes.
Okinawa?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he still has family there too.
That's where my father was stationed.
That's so cool.
That is.
Actually, went back. I was in Okinawa
You know
when
what?
I was
I mean,
about 7 years old.
Iwo Jima and Okinawa. I mean, you think about all the battles that happened in the Pacific. Iwo Jima and Okinawa were 2 of the worst ones that you really did not want to be in because they were severely bad. I mean, you're talking thousands of Marines, Army soldiers killed, sailors killed. I mean, because by that time the Japanese were doing kamikaze. So even being on the ship in those days was not safe because you had all these kamikazes that were packed with explosives that were trying to blow the heck out of everything, particularly the carriers. So, but that's cool, Paul. I didn't know that. That's actually cool because she came from
My nephew is in the Air Force right now, and he's stationed in Okinawa.
Nice.
One of them. Yeah.
But they say that's a beautiful country. I wouldn't mind love to go see in Okinawa.
Japan's
Beautiful
great.
beaches and everything else.
In fact, I think, who was I talking to? That's one of the few places left that you can actually go and still see some of the pillboxes the Japanese actually built.
Probably.
Unless they've taken them all down by now. But last I knew that you actually could.
Paul, is that the one base where they have problems with the albatrosses on the flight line?
I think so.
Right?
Yeah.
I've heard that.
I heard about that.
Yeah, a couple of cargo planes have got them in the engines and stuff.
Ooh, that's not pretty.
That's a big bird.
Yes. That can't land.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually had a coworker who was stationed there too, many years ago.
Oh, my petunia. Did y'all see what Harlan had said? And we all have seen pictures of that. That's actually pretty cool. But again, again, you look at things, and now, and I believe that was your grandmother, if I believe, but this is your.
He worked in the medical corps, and I guess that's how he met my grandmother. But he also received a Purple Heart and retired as a full colonel in Fort Benning, Georgia. That's where he.
Well, again, hats off to your hats off to anybody. I mean, Debbie, hats off to your family for And here's the thing, hats off to the families of the service people, because it's not just the members who serve, it's the families who serve with them.
And they're both buried together in Arlington.
Now, how would you all like to have to climb straight down and do that? I'm going to tell you this. That hole is
Only the
very
young.
tight. I climbed through it.
Young
I
and skinny.
guarantee you. I'm glad I'm not as big as I was, because if I was any bigger, I'd be. Anybody ever? There was a movie called Tigers something that Disney did, and this I just caught part of the scene in this movie, and the guy climbed. He was climbing all the way through, and then he opened up and pushed it, and it was one of those round things like hatches like that, and he got stuck. I'm like, boy, if I had been any bigger like that guy, I would have been stuck myself. Dude. That would be like the time I went to a submarine, and I don't recommend this anytime soon. If you ever go to visit a submarine, a World War II, like a diesel engine submarine, don't climb in the tower if you're over 5. If you're over 5'5", stay out of the conning tower, because it ain't fun. You're staying.
Debbie, you could fit. I could fit. I can fit in there too.
Very true.
The last,
If you're 5'5" or smaller, Debbie would be fine. She'd fit
the
perfectly.
last time I crawled through something like that was in a practical rescue class, and it was a manhole cover, or manhole, like a underground sewer type thing.
Can you imagine having to go to battle stations and climb through these and having to make sure those hatches are shut? Because, a lot of these hatches, when they go to battle stations, a lot of those hatches, because of the flooding, they have to end up done, closed, and they do not get resealed until you get the okay and clear from the bridge. This is one of the lower decks. I can't remember which room this was from. I think this was near this would have been part of the, actually, I think this was part of the medical facility, sick bay. Well, that was, and this is one of the local commodes, as we call it in the Navy, the head. Legitimately. Don't ask me why the Navy has to give names to the restroom, but we called it the head. And of course, now what you're seeing here is part of the the cabin of the sea captains. And you guys are going to get, we're getting to the interesting stuff real quick now. Can you imagine? This is how much information they had to deter. This would have been all analog. This would have been part of the bridge of the communications. It would have been part of the Combat Information Center, where they tracked, monitored the Japanese, any fleet, enemy fleet or ships. And of course, would have got relayed to this, where there's the bridge. And of course, there's the ship wheel. There's plot course would have been here. This would have been your speed control that would have fed to the engines, flank speed, full speed, reverse engines. And of course, you had different radars and things up over there. Because then and of course, this is just a different angle from it. But I can guarantee you those bridges there, you can imagine how many people were walking around them at any time. And of course, there should be the captain of the ship. Now that guy,
Not sure about that, Dave.
captain right there.
Oh, jeez.
That ship was in good hands, I can guarantee you.
Good thing it wasn't going anywhere, huh?
Wait a minute. What's up with
You're out
that?
of uniform, so you're out of uniform there.
How much
Yeah.
training do you have
Hey,
taking a destroyer out to sea?
I drove a boat at Disney World.
You drove a boat at Disney World.
drove
Well,
a
that
boat.
certainly sounds.
You drove it.
There's no problem.
Yeah, Dave.
We all have our dreams. It's okay.
Now, and again, this is part of the CIC. This is the other part of the CIC, just a different angle. Communication between, it registers, monitors the incoming communications between the ships. Now, what you guys are seeing here, John, let me ask you this. How crazy was it with you guys for communications? Have you ever seen anything like this? What you're
Talking
seeing
to
on
me?
the right is communication flags. It sends independent, like if you're traveling in a battle group, one ship, obviously you would have one ship that would be the lead, and it would send up, usually it's the carrier, if it's a carrier battle group. It would send up these type of flags, and it would give different information as to what the ships were going to do,
Mm.
like that. And of course here, they always kept these on the bridges so that they could recognize the different types of enemy ships. Should have flipped them around and put them vertical. But, all right. Hold on. Back to the media. Now, I do want to, and again, not just your. That's not good.
Oops.
Okay. Sorry, guys. I don't know why the pictures did that on that one. But that would have been, I'm not sure, that would have been the one with someone with the airplane, the plane.
Yeah, it was my mom putting the pin on my dad. Yes.
Now, would that have been your dad? That would have been your dad, right, Stephanie?
Right, he was the pilot. Mhm.
Right.
That flew the P3s.
Back when the
That's what my-
P3
that's what my
Orions
dad
were
did.
young, because I know the P3 Orions were still active when I was coming out,
Yeah.
but I believe they're retired now.
That's what my dad did. P3
I don't
Orions.
know. I think the P3
Really?
Orions are still being used.
You was pilot? That's awesome.
No, he was a crew member.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Awesome.
think my father was a crew member.
On P3 too, also, Debbie?
I don't know Patriot, but he was, and when he was in the Air Force, he was a crew member.
Okay. Very cool.
He didn't fly the planes, but he was on the crew.
Yeah, he was actually aviation storekeeper
And he
on the P3s.
and he went deaf in one of his ears because when they were bombing,
Mm.
he lost part of his hearing.
Yeah.
My dad has hearing aids.
P3s are sub hunters.
Oh, okay.
They're sub hunters. They drop buoys into the water for sonar, and they get information back. And they also have harpoon missiles on the planes itself to take out subs.
Wow.
P3s were nice little dangerous planes.
Yeah, they don't have that many anymore. Now they have the P8s.
A lot of the times they used them for submarine warfare. To
Yeah,
protect
actually,
the
one of the
fleet.
biggest bases now is in Jacksonville.
My dad flew
I
over
know.
at Guam
Hey,
and
Hey John,
Japan.
how did you know? How did you know where I was my main base was, where I was stationed?
You in Jacksonville?
I was at Jacksonville.
Oh, okay.
NAS Jax was my home base.
Right. They used to. They
So
have
I got
they
to
have
see a
the
lot.
P8s there now.
Once in a while, I would get to see. They actually have one squadron of F-18s,
Mhm.
and they had 2 squadrons of P-3 Orions.
Yeah.
And then, of course, because we also have Mayport, that's about, what was it, about 20 miles north. It was right on the edge of Jacksonville, where we actually, well, John F. Kennedy, USS John F. Kennedy, not the new one, but the old Kennedy that got retired several years ago. Um, it was the last carrier station there, but there's a lot of frigates and destroyers still stationed.
Hmm.
But it also had, that's where a lot of the carrier wings were.
I was born on a naval base up in Washington State on
Oh,
Whidbey
wow.
Island.
Well, there you
Wow.
go.
Hmm. Then he was stationed after that in San Jose, California, and then Pensacola, Florida. And then we moved
How long did your father serve, Stephanie?
10 years. And then he was hired by then Piedmont Airlines, and that's what brought us to North Carolina.
Nice.
So,
Very nice.
Okay. Well, now you'll get to see a little bit of the signal bridge. The signal bridge pretty much was the ones that hoisted the flags. If you ever watch the movies and you see the lights going, that was your Morse code between ships so that they didn't have to run the communication risk of, I mean, obviously carrier groups back, especially in World War II, they were pretty much none. You didn't communicate it by radio. You pretty much did it by either flag signals or light signals. And that's pretty much what the signal bridge did. Oh, there's my other favorite one. The forward gun deck. Ba-boom. They wouldn't let me do target practice though. Darn. I'm telling you. Why wouldn't they why wouldn't they let me test it? I mean, I might have taken out the bridge, but accidental. Now that's the front end. You know what's crazy of it is? You don't see this on a cruise lines, but I never thought about walking on the ship and the front edge of it. You actually walk up, it's got a slight tilt to it at an angle on the front, on the bow. It's really weird. But again, what I'm looking from here is the signal bridge down towards a deck lower, and then, of course, the main deck. Of course, there we are looking at the radar tower. Obviously, by 1943, a lot of the newer ships, when radar had come out, which we know radar didn't start coming out until like 1942, maybe 41. A lot of the newer ships were radars was being put on. Of course, there is also the radar and communication towers again. My forward deck gun. Aha! There's that mark. There's that word mark again. The Mark 15 torpedo, which you're actually looking at. Here's the thing of it. You know what's still weird is some of your destroyers today still can fire Mark 15 torpedoes. A little bit different today, but still the same principality.
Hey, Dave.
Yeah.
I got to head out. I got to go to my daughter's.
All right, John. Have a good evening, buddy. And again, thank you for your service, buddy.
Yeah. Thanks for having me on. I haven't seen you in a while. I've been busy.
that's cool. Both of our dads were on P3s. That's awesome.
Yeah. My brother's up from Tennessee, so we're doing a lot of the estate stuff. So
So, yeah.
I'll see you guys.
Alrighty.
Ah,
Thanks.
Hi, John.
What we got? 23 days or something like that?
I don't
Something
know.
like that.
Maybe so.
I know. I still have to make my plane reservations.
Girl.
Let's go. Get on it.
I know. I
Hey,
had to do it.
Debbie,
Yeah. I'll be doing it.
have you made all your moonshine, Debbie?
I'm getting on. I'm getting right on it. I'll make sure.
Make sure
that
you
it's
put
ready.
it in, the checked luggage or yeah.
Oh yeah, right. Yes, of course.
All right, guys. We have a good night.
Just make
Yeah,
sure
good
the ATF don't follow you.
All right. All right. Take care.
And of course, here, guys, that's just a boat that if they had to actually put a boat in there to do certain things, patrolling, rescuing, most of your boat, it certainly ain't going to survive. If you have to abandon ship, you ain't going to get time to put that in the water.
Is where this boat is the ship is docked right now, is that anywhere close to Ludington, Michigan?
It's a museum up in Bay City, Michigan.
Okay. My grandmother, the Army nurse, she was born and raised in Ludington.
Nice.
I think that's a fishing town, right?
But what did I tell you about them using the term mark? I don't know what is it with that name mark that the Navy loves, but they call everything Mark 56, Mark 15, Mark this, Mark that. Just call a bullseye. Simple play. But then what you guys will be seeing here is this is the demonstration of fire control. It really is. There's one part of it. There's another part of it, and that's how would you like to have to deal with all those controls? Just to fire the forward and the back deck guns. We'll put Debbie in charge of it.
She might need a step stool.
Yeah, thank you.
Now, actually, I would be worried because if I'm on deck, she's liable to aim it at me.
Watch yourself out there.
All right. Well, that's all that, but I do got a couple of things, and we will, so we can remove this from the stream. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that.
Yeah.
I mean, I enjoyed it. I mean, when you're someone like that who has spent the time I did in the Navy, you love visiting the ships, and then you think about the people that served, like Stephanie, like your dad and your grandfather and your grandmother, and not just when I'm talking serve, I'm not just talking about the Navy, but I'm talking all the different military. And now today we have to even think about what like I said, that's why I said, please come on, Paul, because it's not back, beforehand it was, you thought about the military, but with everything that the law enforcement and, the firefighters and EMTs have gone through since 9/11, you guys right up there. You guys should have gotten recognized years before that. It's a shame that it took one bad incident to recognize what you guys do. And again, that's why, and so here we got a new married couple, which, is awesome. Congratulations to them. But if I end up married, if I end up getting married this weekend, I want to know who to blame.
What?
Throw Debbie into the confusion a little bit. We'll tell you the joke later.
All right, look at what we have here, Dave.
Oh, I see some Disney. No, oh, beautiful.
Yay!
I love it. Yay. That is so cool. Now, this, and I And I can tell people what you would have seen there, guys. I don't know what it is with the picture because it shows up fine when it downloaded, but for some reason it wants to make it 10 million miles bigger. I don't know why. That would have been the picture of him going into the Naval Academy, correct?
Correct. Hmm.
And hopefully this one will turn out. And I know we've mentioned it. She has mentioned it a couple of times throughout. You tell them
Arlington,
where
there with my Army grandparents.
and they are buried in.
Arlington National Cemetery.
So obviously hats off to their family. You guys, you know, it's special when you have a family that does that. Like I said, hats off to anybody that has anybody that served. Because like I said, I've got second cousins that one is an officer, another one's getting ready to become an officer in the Navy. I got a cousin that spent 30 years in the Army who worked, which was crazy because she worked for him civilian wise, job wise for the Army, and she was in the Army. So she's getting double pay. You know, she won't have to worry for a while. So, you know, her retirement will be good.
Oh, yeah.
She did it for 30 years for him.
Wonderful benefits.
Yeah,
Wonderful benefits.
So hats off to her. You know, and then I had another cousin who was killed by a drunk driver many years ago. He had served in the Army.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I had my uncles and I had relatives all served, in the Navy and the Army, and I think both my father's brothers served. And
Did they immigrate here from another country, Debbie?
No, my parents, well, I should say my mom, was the first generation, and her siblings were the first generation to be born in this country. Her parents were born in Turkey.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
My grandfather, the one that's buried in Arlington, he was first generation to be born here on that side of the family. Both of his parents immigrated from Finland.
Yeah, my father was second generation on his father's side, and on his mother's side, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know about my father's mother too much, but yeah. My mom spoke her first language was not even English. It was called Ladino. It's a very old Spanish. It's from Spain. It's from Spain.
Wow.
Yeah. So before she went to first grade, that's the only language that she spoke.
Oh,
unfortunately, we hablo no español here, so you know.
But the Spanish that they have today is not Spanish. It's not
proper Spanish.
It's not the proper Spanish. My
mom
it's
slang.
I don't know. I can't even speak proper Spanish.
It's Cuban Spanish.
No, my mom spoke this from Spain.
Yes.
She spoke the real, but she lost all that when her mom, when she went, and I was like in fourth grade, I think, when my mother's brother went.
Yeah, you know what? You know, you're talking about the Finnish, Debbie. This is true. Julie is right.
I didn't know that.
Right.
Yes, Upper Peninsula is very popular with the Finnish up there.
Because I have a lot of relatives, but they live in Stuart, Florida. That there's a big Finnish community there, I guess, too. So.
Yes.
I know. I got relatives, but the best one, all my siblings still live in Michigan, but the best one will be moving back. So,
Oh, geez, David.
With his girlfriend.
Yeah, with my
Mhm.
girlfriend. Or maybe
Oh,
wife.
In the
I don't know.
generations,
Goodness.
Who knows?
I
Who
just
knows? All I'm going to tell you this is, don't expect me saying she's pregnant anytime soon.
She better not be.
Oh my God, Dave.
oh, speaking of generations,
I ain't gonna lie.
well,
She,
I
she
want to say
wants
something
kids.
about that.
What were you saying,
So
Paul?
if you see me faint out on a stream, you'll know why.
Paul,
I
what
just
were you
happen to
saying?
be first generation for my family because my parents met. They were born respectively in China and Japan, and my sister and myself are first generation here. Yeah.
Yeah,
Anyways.
but anyway, yeah,
I don't know, guys, but
Yeah.
again,
yeah.
and that would make sense, Julie. Julie
Yeah,
is
that makes
saying it's because it's cold and apparently it's similar landscape, and it probably is because
Mhm.
the landscape up there. The problem is up there during the winter months, the snow can get piled way up high.
Yeah.
But during the spring, summer, and fall, it's probably she's probably
Yeah, I was there in July.
about mid to late 30s. She's
We only got 2 hours of darkness when I was there in July. It was only dark from 1 to like 3 o'clock in the morning, and then the sun came back up again.
down in Granada.
No, in Finland when I visited there.
Wow.
Yeah. But my grandmother was from Lapland up north where the reindeer are.
Yeah, she's just a little bit above halfway in her 30s. So, unfortunately, if we do, we'll might have to be quick. So, if I had to interrupt streams because of certain, never mind. I ain't going there. That
You gotta
just the
change a
thought
diaper,
is
Dave.
making me shiver.
Dave's changing diapers. Hey, that's your new thing. Dave's diaper dreams.
That'll be about it.
Stephanie. Oh my gosh, Stephanie.
Anyway, yes, we do need to get going pretty quick here.
Yeah.
I am going to do one thing. If you guys will hold on for a minute, I got to do one last thing. Ooh, where'd it go to? Video clips. I need to do this because this is.
Whether it's luxury or fun in the sun, Dave's got the tips to make your cruise #1. Tune in, sit back, let's plan your stay on Cantrell Country's Travel Way. It's Cantrell Country's Travel Way, setting sail on adventure every day. From island stops to ocean blue, we got your cruising covered through and through. Pack your bags and set your sights. We're cruising seas and booking flights from the ports to the waves where dreams come alive. Dave Cantrell is here to guide your ride. It's Cantrell Country's Travel Way, setting sail on adventure every day. From island stops to ocean blue, we've got your cruising covered through and through.
All right. Of course, yes. If you guys are looking to travel, you can reach out to me because, well, hopefully pretty soon I have a website for everybody to start looking at.
That'd be great.
I think some people are still wanting to go on a cruise, Paul. Just saying.
Looking into that.
Hey, I know I am. My goal, I'm actually looking to do 2 cruises next year. So
Great, that's awesome.
I've had it with the knuckleheaded that after today, like today, it's time to retire.
Oh,
Yeah.
But
I
Anyway,
had a rough day too.
yeah.
I'm sorry, Debbie.
Unfortunately, and the education systems some days get to be a little bit rougher than other ones. Would you agree, Stephanie?
Yeah, for sure.
Especially when do you guys go back to school, Stephanie?
I don't know. I think around the 8th of August or something, but I
Okay,
wanted
so
to get
you
a head
guys are
start
just a
because
few days ahead of us. I think we go back the 10th. Our
now when I
teachers
say
come-
that,
no,
that's
our teachers come back a week before then, but
okay. So when I say that the 8th, that is when teachers report back. I think kids come
Oh.
back on the 18th or 19th, I think. So
yeah.
but since
Sounds
Pete's
like about
meetup
the
is
same
going to be
time.
that
I was
weekend
gonna, I was gonna
before,
say you're gonna be at Peace Meetup.
I
like,
know. So that's why I'm trying to get a head start and get my room set up so I won't have to be running back and forth,
Okay.
trying to work and do the weekend. So
Yeah.
Okay.
Let the
I
other
keep
teachers deal
forgetting
with
that
it.
you live there now, Stephanie. I keep forgetting about that.
yes.
I forgot all.
Paul went today and helped a lot. So he was awesome. Did a lot for me. So
So
moving
my,
furniture.
my brother's wife used to be a teacher too, and my nephew is a special ed teacher. Both his and his wife are special ed teachers.
Oh, that's awesome. Good for them. That's wonderful.
true. All right, guys, make sure you guys the All-Star is about to start in a few minutes here.
Yep,
Make
yeah,
sure
I
you
was
guys
gonna
go over to
say.
each channel.
Okay.
One of my mods, if one of you guys can get that and put that in the link for the thing, we'll send it over to Pete. Again, if you're looking to travel, I know Debbie put the links in there. Eventually, I'll be putting some banners up. Hello, Mandy Adams. Welcome in. But honestly, I want to say thank you, Paul and Stephanie, for coming in, and thank you, Stephanie. You didn't have to, but thank you for sharing your family's photos. That's it. Again, thank you for your family service, because even as a daughter of a sailor or a military person, you guys serve along with the person in uniform. Paul, I'll keep saying it again, it might drive you nuts, I don't care, but you deserve just as much as anybody. You spent time in uniform protecting
agree.
our lives in the civilian world, so
I agree.
you deserve recognition.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And Debbie,
Thank you
we'll
for
give her
having us
love
on.
because she sells moonshine anyways.
Oh, you
Even if
shut.
moonshine, we'll give her love anyway.
And with that,
I know I'm going to
Yes,
be a dead man when I come up there in August, so.
Yeah.
But thank
Too
you for
far
coming
away.
on, Debbie. I know you can tell you're tired. But so here, guys, just to let you guys know, probably no streams this weekend because like I said, if everything works out, I plan on being gone and pretty busy this weekend.
Okay.
we have a fabulous time. When are you
Yeah.
going to go to the parks to stream?
I was about to. Good question, Stephanie. I was just about to mention that. I'm
Good
segue.
buying my tickets on Wednesday. It'll be July 26th. And
Okay.
most likely, guys, we'll probably start at Epcot and end it at Hollywood Studios because everybody seems to want Fantasmic for the fireworks. So hopefully y'all can come in and out. And if you like Fantasmic, you'll catch it because it'll be a full
Okay.
day. I'm going to be honestly, for me, it's going to be fun because it'll be the first time in over a year and a half that I've been to Disney World. It'll be the first time in a year and a half that I've actually been put in the parks.
Yay, that's wonderful.
Yay.
And Bakes is going to be with you, Baker.
So, in fact, might even hang out with the Disney Baker for a while too. So you might even get a Baker sighting on the stream somewhere along
Very
the way.
good. Very good.
So with that, guys, I'm going to say again, thank you guys for being here tonight. It's been fun. I know, Paul, I know you moderators are going to be a little busy here in a couple of minutes with the baseball. American League for the Tigers.
Yes, I agree. Seattle's American League.
especially when Detroit Tigers win it all this year. We're,
Well, we can hold out that hope.
hey, they're going to win it all this year.
All right.
From your mouth to God's ears. Okay.
Thank you guys for being here. Any final thoughts
I'm
from you
sorry.
guys? Anything you guys want to say before I sign off real quick?
Thanks for having us on. It was fun.
Yeah. Sorry,
Thanks.
I was late, Dave.
You are never late, Mama D. Quit saying that.
Sleep happens. Sleep happens. When your body says sleep, you got to go with it.
Exactly.
Right?
Well, it doesn't tell me to sleep during the night like everyone else does.
Well, then you just got to get it where you can.
We're
It tells me to
insomniacs.
sleep
We don't sleep
during the
We're
day when
insomniacs.
everybody
We
else
don't
is
sleep
awake.
at night. We stay up. We're night owls. Woo, 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 woo.
My father was a night owl, so I think I got that from him.
The only reason why I end up having to go to bed is because I got to get up at 4:30 in the morning to get up and go to work at 6.
Right.
Yeah, that's
So, all right, guys.
All
Again, thank you for being here. Travel Channel, guys. We will be doing the cruise line. Keep an eye on the lookout for that, because I'm
Okay.
trying to get some things going, work on some projects with Tinkerbell too. So there might be
Okay.
some Tinkerbell
Cool.
sightings again on the cruise line show.
All right.
Especially with the new Royal Caribbean ship coming out fairly soon. I think that comes out 25th. So we'll have some new stuff to talk about really soon.
Very
Or
good.
maybe. Anyway, all right, guys, go to Pete. In fact, tell him it's a raid from. Tell him it's a Vacation Oasis raid.
all right. Cool, Ellen.
Right.
Anyway,
All right.
but from the world of Disney magical theme parks, may you wish upon a star and your dreams come true. Have a magical night, guys.
Have a good night. Love you guys.
I love you too.